Winston Peters here. Yeah, here it is. Winston Peters sending a message. Yeah, a message. Here it is. Hello, how you doing? Yeah. So how's your day been?
You from here?
No, actually I live over in Springfield.
Oh, yeah?
I'm Matthew Miller. I'm actually from ecolibertyblog.wordpress.com. Yeah, I do my own blog and sometimes I do my YouTube channel.
You should be coming to Pudding business.
Yeah, here it is here. Yeah. Oh.
Winston, what are you going to do for us that you haven't done in the last 30 years, mate? What do you mean by that? Well, you've been 30 years you've been politics.
What was that the mainstream blocking
Back the ball, stop taking you apart. You don't pay the surtax. Yeah! You get the gold card. And you'll have a future together. But you must be a fighter. But you kept on going back. Listen, hey, listen. I'm an immigrant, right? I'm an immigrant. I'm pissed off. I'm being told that I'm the problem. The houses are rising because of me. No. You listen. We are not the houses are rising because of me.
It's gonna be on YouTube, man. You can't really vlog now.
You shot this bird.
I pay my tax.
What have you done for me? I pay my tax.
Hey, you're stealing the stage.
I think Winston was going to have a talk. I can handle immigrants like that. Like there's no problem at all. I'm for good immigrants who want to have a future in our country, salute our flag, salute our dad, and salute our culture. Now, absolutely.
Yeah.
So do you think those guys we have a national party supporter here that believes shouting people down and not listening is the way to have a democratic discussion. And with a better picture, you go to the telephone booth in the National Party campaign meeting, and I'll just come here.
Yes.
This campaign, I can speak right now, but I may as well. Seeing my English really can't help me. You know something, sir? We're here to find out whether there's a future for everybody in Northland.
Yes.
Second, I'm sure you're asking yourself, what's in it for me? Pity that gentleman there, he's only one person himself, so I've got a great speech there for you. What's in it for me in the North? Well, right now we've had 50 years of absolute neglect.
Yes.
Come back here, see he's gone. Isn't it classic? 50 years of a province and an electorate which I was born in, a long time before that guy there, which I had education in. We were on farms here, and back then there was not anyone unemployed in this part of the country. You realise how many unemployed when I was a boy here? 29.
Oh.
Not thousands, not hundreds, but 29 right across the register of unemployed in this country. And now, we've got the National Party saying that last year they created 7,500 jobs in Northland. Have you heard that statement? Have you heard them say that? Well, I have. It's all over the place. The President candidate said in his speech, acceptance, we have created 7,500 jobs in Northland. Hands up, anybody knows one? Oh, come on. That cannot be true. 7,500 ghost jobs. Right now, if you get 1 hour a week, you're off the unemployment register, and now you're called employed. Actually, I don't want to talk about the past, but we will be out of the second division, back in the first division in every respect, and even in our rugby. We used to have the Raspberry Shield. We had it 4 times, you remember? Great side, great team. Mangawhai was a thriving town, city rather, so was all the north. And we've been on a long slide of neglect. If economists say we're in a 2-tier economy, guess which tier we're in? And at the bottom of it. And all this campaign about as far as I'm concerned. I am an MP. I don't have to be here for the job, but I am here because of Northland. I was born here, I was bred here, and unlike the rest, I'm not talking about passion. I've got a background in this area of the electorate. Tell me this. When they were screwing you with the Kuiper Council sewage scheme over here and putting you right through the roof, which MP turned up? They've done it before the last election. And when they were talking about the big white dust roads being choked by these logging trucks for 2 protest meetings, which MP in Parliament turned up?
Winston.
Right, when they were closing the Dargable court, which MP turned up? Not the National Party, anybody else. I did. So I'm not going to have a guy like that, so ignorant, start challenging me about my commitment to this electorate. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to make a long speech here. I've got a new question for you. Any questions? Yes, sir.
How long might the mouth be?
We don't use miles anymore. You better get your teacher to bring you up to date. Well, I can verify that. What I can say, that when the National Party came to power in 2008, the government debt was 10 billion. Today it's 68, 69 and rising. And then private debt is massive, and we are in a Greece-Turkey situation. I don't care what those economists say, our level of debt is far, far too high, and worse than that. If money is an international commodity, and we're borrowing from the same source as everybody else, why are people here on credit cards paying 90 and 21% on these credit cards? Why are you paying on home mortgages 6, 7? Now, that's your percentage. Why are farmers paying 12, 13%? When offshore their competitors paying, guess what? Less than 1%. We are being robbed blind here. And I want you to know that unless you make a stand right now in this election, the glorious chance of a lifetime, they'll go on doing what they do, running New Zealand for the international banks, the insurance companies, and massive foreign ownership. You've got to make a stand in 2015 on the 28th of March.
Can I just make a point on your interest rate? You may well be right. The problem is that savers overseas now get between 1% and 0.45% unless they're going to invest long-term. So people who've invested not in stocks but in interest rates where they will
As a former treasurer, I have to say better respect to you. No, in some of those countries they pay to save their money now.
Yes, they do.
They are paying to save their money. So that's what you're saying to me. Well, unless we keep it high at this rate, and another person save money, I can't get by. Sir, there should be better ways to ensure the security of your income, rather than a thing called usury, artificial high interest rate.
Over there. I think he was looking for you.
Well, the better way tax incentivization on the way into saving, and not taxing you when you're coming out of your working life into retirement.
Can't hear you!
You're being taxed on the way in, you're being taxed on the way out. And there are many better ways of doing that. Better still, of course, one would have compulsory savings. to back up your national super. And who had that idea? And who voted me down? He might have voted away the problem. He might have voted me down, but he didn't vote away the problem. So I am sympathetic to you. I understand exactly what the Thai people are concerned about. But how can you help your grandchildren? They are the subject of youth screen. When the government makes youth screen, the only reason you can survive. There are better ways than that. Yes, madam.
Are you keen on seeing the?
Can I have an loudspeaker, you guys?
Are you keen on seeing the train line up there?
No, can I have an loudspeaker? Yes, please.
Are you keen on seeing the train line upgraded and getting some trucks off the road?
I can't believe you asked me that. I can't believe you asked me. Am I keen on getting the trains upgraded and the trucks off the road? Well, you know, back in 1993, on the 20th of July, the National Party flogged off New Zealand Rail to pay Wishwhite and Wisconsin Central Railroad.
Yeah.
They claimed the $400 million. It was a lie. They sold it for $328 million, because it was carrying $72 million of debt. But in the first 3 weeks of the world finding out about that, Ray Wishwhite and Wisconsin shares went up a huge $188 million. Who told you about that? No one. Yes, so you think I'm for the railways? Yes, I am. And now it's being screwed again. They're running it down. Cook Strait Ferry is a disaster.
Would you get it going again?
Yesterday, or just 2 days ago, the artillery ran into the Picton Wharf again. For the umpteenth time. You know how much they've lost there? Maybe $65 million. And you live in a province where the main railway line doesn't go to the number one, what should be the number one port in this country. Why should Conway be the number one port? Because it's closer to our trading partners.
Yeah.
So we're going to do up the main line to Whangarei and connect it with Martin Point, because it is a unique circumstance, surely, it's a unique circumstance, surely, that you've got the only city port in the country with no railway line to it. Now, if you don't feel neglected, then I think you're going to be a target for punishment. Pardon? Sir, you asked me that question? I came up to a meeting before the last election. Yes. Were you there? Yes. You were there? What did I tell you? Ah, no, I said if you vote for me, I'm going to ensure that validation will be tipped over. And then I know. And then after the election, I went and looked at all the polling booths around this electorate, and I looked at Mangawhai. And guess what? The majority of people here voted for a guy called Saban. Now, do you want help or not? Do you want me to fix it up or not? Right then.
Yes.
Well, no more being fast on the lip and slow on the hip. I want you both. I want you to stand up for yourself. I can't help you unless you help me.
But you can't do anything unless you're in government.
Oh, really? Okay, sir. Let me tell you this. What did the last guy do? In government, he went and passed a bill and screwed you.
You can promise as much as you like. You
Oh,
still
no,
can't do
sunshine.
anything unless
What
you're
did
in
your man
government.
do? The rate scheme was the subject of major corruption. It blew out by $63 million, all loaded onto the Cooper People's Rates. A local government commission plant here, run by a guy, former MP for Papakura, Robinson, and you stand there and tell me I can't do anything about it? Well, what I can do, sir, is stop hiding the truth from you. And what you can do...
Yeah!
And what you can do to make things good is go home and explain to your family why you're being such an idiot in this meeting.
Mr. Robinson's being an honest man then, is that what you're suggesting?
I didn't say Mr. Robinson is a dishonest man. I know Mr. Robinson, I was in Parliament with him.
And he's
But
an
I tell
honourable
you,
person.
we have a thing called local government. It works like this. You're a ratepayer, you vote in your electors. You don't have them appointed by some plutocrat in Wellington. Okay? Any other questions? Yes, sir.
The health and well-being of the education that's more important.
Well, look, everything's important. But you will not secure the wealth and health and education in this area if you look at an electorate called Northland, and the greatest number, the majority of schools in this electorate are low, 1 or 2 decile schools. How bad is that? Which is the electorate with the lowest family median income in the country? Northland. You might tell me, my friend, he'll love that. The lowest median family income in the whole country, and what should be the jewel in the crown because of its climate advantage, scenery and everything else, and land and water, is what? Northland. 51 million per median family, national average 72 million. And he wants to go on with representation like that. Sir, you're going to be a target for punishment. Education, sir, is about, first of all, family security. It's about mum and dad being able to pay for their children 7 days in every week and every month. It's not about a climate where you get 0 hours in the contract, you've got no idea, that's what's coming right now, you've got no idea you'll get 1 hour a week or 30 hours a week. How can you possibly have a family like that? You will not fix the education system up until you start fixing up the security of families. A lot more can be done, but start with the premise first. Everyone knows, if you want to balance a child, it's usually a woman, there'll be one parent driving it. Everyone knows it. If you ask me personally, I place my confidence on women in particular, because they're more likely to deliver the educational outcome we want than a male. I'm not knocking any males here, but some of you guys don't know for a fact that it's mum that makes sure, in the main, that child gets a love of education. And we in this world, including the Maori world, have got to love education as much as we love sport and music. And we'll be on our way. Any other questions?
What are you going to do for Mangawhai?
Well, sir, you were at the meeting when you were asleep. I told you if you vote for me, I'll tip this thing upside down. Now look, I didn't stop there. When the Mangawhai thing came to the court and flung away, were you there?
Judy's going and I'm
Well, so
going to
was
go
I.
with her. Coffee and
There's no issue in us seeing our friends any longer. Next question.
Do you know the Auditor General?
I do know the Auditor General.
Is she going to pay out? Is she going to pay out?
No, what happened here was the Auditor General, or her office, for 5 years, failed to properly audit what was going on in the Kaipara Council. It's scandalous. And you have worse than that. I mean, I don't talk about circumstance, but this is more than scandalous. It's got a sexual thing about it.
Well,
No. You got to know
going
that.
to chase up
It all happened under everybody's nose, and then the arrangement was far too cozy with Becca Carter, and the whole thing blew out. Now, Auditor General let you down. The Auditor General is a governmental office. If they do not perform, then the central government should pay, not you. But Mr. Sabin, who my friend over there voted for, and who thinks was a marvellous person in Parliament, passed a bill supported by every other political party but New Zealand First to ratify this deceit, this corruption, this underperformance, and now it's loaded on you. So you get a flag, sir, and a poster, and go and tell every ratepayer down here why that is a smart policy. You give me a chance, I'll turn it upside down. Do I support the TPPA? How can you support an arrangement or a contract like the TPPA where none of us have ever seen it? I've never seen it. Ah, sir, can you sign a contract without reading it? Well, your party is doing that right now on the TPPA. No, I don't, and shortly in an hour and a half time, I'll be at Palawera Park in Whangarei as part of the protest. Any other questions?
Can you explain why the North Power has doubled its space charges to people that have a batch up here?
Can I explain why North Power has doubled its space charges?
Only to people that have batches.
Not only to people who have here.
Yes, it is.
They are charging people all up the coast, not just here.
Our taxes increase anywhere else except
don't have an
here.
argument with me. I am an owner on the coast myself.
Yeah,
and I just got a notice saying your bill is up $25 a month.
Yeah.
Not for extra charges, just up because that's what they're going to charge on 1 April. Now, can I explain to you? Of course I can't. But I know who allowed me to do it, and that man's party did. You all know the Bradford reforms. 1998 said that we've got to stop all these price rises. They said we're going to plateau out the cost rises in electricity. Remember that? Well, you know what the plateau looked like? Usually a plateau is flat, isn't it? When they finished, the plateau looked like that. And it's never stopped. And just to make it worse, they started privatising more and more of it so foreign owners can screw you to the ground. I can't explain why they did it, sir, because I can't explain idiocy. But I know what happened.
Why don't you bring it up in Parliament there where it's victimisation against...
What do you mean, what do you mean? What are you saying, what I bring up Parliament?
Why
I've done
don't you
nothing else
ask
than
the
that.
question? Why don't you ask the question? Why have they victimised people who've gone well by themselves, bought a holiday place and are victimised and being picked out by a company that's got a monopoly in supplying power, and they are victimising people that have a holiday place by doubling the base power charge?
Look, with the greatest respect, what do you mean why don't I raise it in Parliament?
Well, I think it's quite important to quite a few
But
people.
I already have, that's my point. You've got to read a bit. Go look at the Hansard. Be fair.
It's only just happened, but it hasn't
No,
happened yet, you rightly so
it's not
said.
only just happened, it's been happening for a long time. You people up here used to be on a base rate of $10 a year. I can remember that.
I wasn't here then.
Oh, no, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Yes, sir. You know I do. Well, first of all, what's it going to cost to do it up? You don't know. No, it won't cost that. It won't cost anything like that.
About the same as
We've
the
got to widen
highway.
the tunnels, that's a fact, and we've got to do up Marsden Point, which will be 100 million extra. Now, before you start saying where you get the money from, this government, in the last year and a half, on 5 computerised projects, have blown the cost out by a massive $293 million. Know the pay? The screw up, and anybody here a teacher? Anybody here a teacher? Right, we have a good system. We decided to auction it off to the Aussies, to a group in Australia who have no experience at all. The end is a $46 million blowout, and it still doesn't work. I can find you the money, no trouble at all, and I know what's going to cost. But what you can't afford to do is not do it. Otherwise you'll be driving up and down roads behind logging trucks. Instead of, the faster you do the roads up, the slower it becomes. I agree with you, sir. I agree with you entirely. Now, just in case you've forgotten, I've been opposing the privatisation of rail since the 18th of July, 1993. But you can't win by yourself. Yes, sir. What I think about unity authority? I think the future of local government in this part of the world lies entirely in your hands in a full, properly conducted referendum. It should not be rammed down your throat by the local government commission, whose major objective right now is to see asset stripping of local government. Are we? What? As a former treasurer, your name came to us. Well, with great respect, sir, I don't want to have a debate about monetary policy. It isn't complex at all. We basically get the money printed for ourselves. We borrow it offshore. The tragedy is, instead of saving for our own future and developing our own country, we've become dependent on the savings of other people in foreign lands, and that is an economic tragedy.
Yeah.
Any other questions? I got my shirt from the Salvation Army. Oh, sorry. One of my National Party mates sent it to me.